Hi guys, in this video we're going to cover some of the IELTS speaking new questions, and I'm going to give some sample answers that some of my students gave me when we were practicing on one-on-one sessions. We're going to look at how these students can improve their answers so they would have a higher chance at getting a higher speaking band in the IELTS exam. And then I'll also share how I could have answered these questions so I can share some nice topical vocabulary and show off a variety of ways you can start your part one answers so they stand out a little bit more from what people are usually giving. Okay? And before we start, I just want to remind you of an acronym I share with my students to help them give strong answers in part one. The acronym is ABU30. A stands for answer directly. Part one answers can only be 20 to 30 seconds, so it's just safer to say yes or no at the beginning of your answer in case the examiner cuts you off. B stands for be specific. Give a detailed answer. Tell them why you like something. What brand do you like? What do you like about the brand? Give them very specific examples and details, and that's going to show off a higher level of vocabulary to the examiner. U stands for use paraphrasing, referencing, synonyms, and topical vocabulary. U is really about showcasing a higher level of a vocabulary to the examiner, and one very simple way you can do that is just by not overusing the keywords in part one questions, and also by switching up your answer and not copying the question vocabulary all the time. A lot of students really rely on the question vocabulary to start their answers. It's okay, but if you do it every single time, you're not showing your own ability to come up with a sentence in English. You're kind of leaning on the question for support all the time. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to read the question off my computer right here, and then I'm going to read the answer that my student gave, and we'll look at it together. So this is for the topic coins. The first question is, did you use coins as a child? The keywords we can paraphrase here are coin and as a child. Let's look at what my student gave as an answer. This student scored a band 7 in her last exam. We're aiming for an 8 long term. She said, as a child, yes. At that time, people used cash all the time. No matter we went to the supermarket or we want to buy clothes in shops, we need coins and cash all the time. Okay, so this student answered directly. She gave an extended answer. She gave some details about why. Those are 3 strong points about her answer. Now, there was some persistent grammatical problems throughout her answer. She said, we want to buy clothes, we need coins, but she's talking about the past. And then it's a little bit repetitive because she said all the time twice. And then she also said at that time. So the answer could have sounded a little bit better if there was less repetition. The stronger answer, and one last thing, she could have also paraphrased the question vocabulary. So the question was, did you use coins as a child? She said, as a child, yes. It's not wrong, but it's just simple to switch it up. And I'll give you an example right now. She could have said something like, back then, people always relied on cash to purchase things. No matter whether they were shopping at the supermarket or they wanted to pick up some clothes at the local department store. We needed coins and cash for whatever purchase we were going to make. So in the answer I just gave, I just used a greater array of vocabulary. I switched up the beginning so I'm not relying on the question vocabulary. And then I took out all the extras all the time just to make it sound less repetitive. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Do you use coins in your daily life? So this is a question about our routine. So we should probably be answering in the present tense because we use the present tense to talk about routines. Although you could still talk about your past routine too. So my student, who was a different student, this student we met for the first time last week. We did this question. She said, "Now I seldom use coins because coins is too heavy and hard to store. Hard to take to pay online. As Alipay, such things is really useful." Okay, so she gave an extended answer. She said why she doesn't use coins. They're heavy and they're hard to store, and then they're not convenient if we want to pay for things online. The coherence kind of broke down at the end. She said hard to take to pay online. As Alipay, such things is really useful. I mean, I know what she's saying. A lot of people will understand what she's saying, but the coherence is breaking down. A lower level person in English may not understand entirely what she's saying. So the coherence is breaking down at the end of the answer. That's not great. The other criticism I have for this answer is that she's saying coins too much, especially in the first sentence. She said, "Now I seldom use coins because coins is too heavy and hard to store." If you find yourself repeating the keyword often in the same answer, it means you need to work on developing your vocabulary around this topic. That makes you sound like a lower level student. If you're saying, "I like chocolate, chocolate is good, I like to eat chocolate all the time," you want to use referencing. Replace the keyword with a pronoun, or find another word to say instead of the keyword all the time. It makes you sound so much better. Okay, so a better way to have answered this question would have been, do you use coins in your daily life? I could have said, "Now I seldom use them because coins are too heavy and they're hard to store. What's more is they're useless when it comes to paying for things online. And these days, it's much more likely that shopkeepers want to accept a payment via WePay or Alipay than accept a handful of cumbersome coins." Okay, so I kept the core of her answer and I've made it less repetitive and included a broader array of vocabulary, so it just sounds more impressive to the examiner. Okay, let's go on to the third question, which is it convenient to use coins? So this is from a student I saw today. Her answer was, "I don't think so. Because carrying coins is very heavy. Coins are very heavy, and if we carry coins on our pocket, it's not very convenient." Okay, so this student gave a direct answer. She said no. She tried to explain why, but her grammar broke down a little bit. She corrected herself, and she finally got her answer out, and then she said it's not convenient. Ideally, you take it a few steps further and explain why. Give me more details. It's a little limited. It's not as developed as it could be. And there's a little repetition and correction. So, also she repeated coins again. So you'll see, this is the second question and this question, they're two different students. They have the same issue that they're repeating the keyword too much. This is a very common issue. And this is why I always encourage my students, prepare synonyms. Be prepared to switch up keywords so you're not always repeating it. Okay, so let's reword our answer and just make it a little bit stronger. So again, the question is it convenient to use coins? In fact, it's quite the opposite. Because who wants to have a bunch of loose change weighing down their wallet or purse when you could just be carrying around one slim credit card, or even better, just tapping and paying with your phone and using online payment? I mean, come on, we're living in the modern world here. Who wants a bunch of quarters and dimes? Okay, so I switched up the opener. I said, in fact, it's quite the opposite. It's a direct way to say no. And then I showed many different ways we can say coins. I said loose change, quarters and dimes, talked about better alternative payments, credit card, tapping and paying. Okay, so from these three questions we've done today, we've learned a few things. Number one, it's super important to have a variety of ways of saying the keyword. We don't want to say coins, coins, coins because it sounds repetitive. You sound limited in your vocabulary. So prepare some topical vocab. And if you want it, I'm preparing a PDF to summarize this lesson. I'll have all the questions and answers, as well as my acronym ABU 30, just to remind you important points to give a strong part 1 answer. Okay, so you can just message me or click the link in the comment section below. Now, I'm going to leave you guys with the last question of this topic, and I'll let you come up with your own answer and put it in the comment section. And in my next video, which will be about useful sentences and idioms you can use in the IELTS speaking exam, I'll share some of your answers that you guys give, and I'll give my own, and we'll see how well you did and whether you were able to apply the acronym ABU 30. So the last question is, have you ever collected coins? So what are you going to put? Remember, answer directly, be specific, use synonyms, paraphrases, topical vocabulary, and try to give an extended answer. Can't wait to see your answers, and we'll look at them in the next video. Bye-bye.